If you've ever thought that investment sounds complicated whenever they talk about the stocks, the bonds, the ETF, the equity, you're like, oh, I wish someone can actually bring it down to my level. Well, the good news is that that is exactly what we're going to be doing today. I'm going to be explaining these financial jargons that look too complicated, too overwhelming. I'm going to be giving you explanation on what the stocks are, the bonds are, the equity, so you can be equipped with the right information to take your first step or journey into investing. Now, the good news about investment is that it is not trading and it is a lot simpler. With this information, you can actually have the foundation. And the other thing is that you will know how to fish, the water to fish, the tools you need, and you become a pro. Perhaps you are also going to be teaching others how to go about it. So if you are not already subscribed to this channel, I'm going to be inviting you to please click on the subscribe button down below and also tap on the like button. This tells me, Rosalind, I want to see more of these videos, and you're also exposing these videos to other people. Yeah, let's get started. Let's start with stock. What is stock? A stock represents a share in the ownership of a company. A very good example is, let's call the pizza. So we have the round pizza, but if you take one of it, it means you're buying one of the shares. So perhaps in the pizza we have how many pieces? 12 pieces, and you take one of it, so it means that you own one of the 12 shares in the company. So a real life example is the Apple. So if you buy a share of Apple, perhaps now it's 130 something euros, and if you buy one of it, it means you become a shareholder of that company, meaning that whatever profit comes to you, you get a share of it. And that also means that if the company loses, your value reduces. Now you may be asking, why should I buy a stock? When you buy a stock, when they make profit, you get dividends, sometimes monthly, sometimes twice in a year, sometimes annually. But then that actually comes into your account, meaning that the original price you bought it, there is another amount added to it. Now, one good thing about having a stock in a company, especially if the margin of growth for the company is high and of course good reputation, a lot of people will invest into it and the price actually grows, which means that the amount you bought it perhaps 5 years ago will not be the same in the 10 years, 20 years time. The amount will be like 100% more or 3000% more, meaning over time you are accumulating interest on it. Now, whenever there is a good side, there is also the not so good side, which is the cons. The con is that stock prices actually be volatile. So if you buy a stock with Amazon or the Google or the Netflix, sometimes depending on the news of the day, the market position and all that, the price can actually reduce. So if you had bought it for 50 euros, for instance, the next day, if there is economic recession and all that, you may actually lose the value of your money. So one share may actually be 45. Remember, you had bought it at 50. While I was scripting this video, I decided to ask on YouTube and also on Google some of the questions people have. One of the questions they ask is, how can I buy a stock from a company? I've made a video on things you must know before investing. I'm going to leave that video at the end of this video. Now, a simple way to answer with this is that you create a brokerage account. If you want to know the brokerage account I use, which is the Interactive Brokers, where you have 200 euros from using my link and you get free shares that you can use to buy. I'm going to leave that at the end of this video. Once you've created the account, you can buy using your brokerage account or your investment platform and choose the particular stock you want, for instance, the Amazon or the Google. It is important to make sure that it is listed under SEC, which is the Security Exchange Commission, so that you know that you are investing with the right platform. More on that at the end of this video. The second thing people don't really understand when it comes to the investment world is the bond. They're like, okay, I understand what stock is. You have a share ownership. What are these bonds? Now, a bond is you as an individual giving your money to a government. For instance, if you live in Nigeria or if you live in the United States, you give your money as a loan to the government and the government pays you over time for it. And one thing about the bond is that it is usually in a fixed period of time, so you cannot just put the money and then take it out. It is usually a contractual term agreement or loan agreement. So if you sign the contract that you're going to loan 100,000 euros to the European government or the French government and all that for a particular period. It could be 5 years, it could be 10 years, it could be 20 years, it could be after a year. And that is what they call the maturity date. The point where you have agreed that I'm going to be giving you this money, and then by the time that period elapses, which is called the maturity date, you can actually take your money. The interest from the loan you've given to the government can be paid sometimes annually, sometimes biannually, but then it depends on the nature of the contract. A very simple way to think of bonds is that you have a friend that is in their need of money, and you're giving that person 100,000, and you're like, after 1 year I want you to give me back my 100,000 plus interest, perhaps 10% interest, and that is what is called a bond. The only difference is that you are giving this money, in this case, to a government. You may be asking, why will people actually prefer to use the bonds over the stocks? One thing about the bond is that it is very stable, so it does not fluctuate. As long as you've signed the contract, it is binding, and you are going to actually get your money that you have agreed, so it is not as volatile as the stock. But the demerits about the bonds is that the profit or the interest is not as high as when you get the stocks, and also interest rates can actually affect bond prices. Common question people have asked is, are bonds good investment? It depends on your age. It also depends on your risk tolerance level. It also depends on the intention of going into investing. So if you're going into investing to preserve funds, to conserve the funds so that you don't lose your money, bond is a very great way to make your money work for you, especially if you want a steady source of income and if you are close to retirement. Going on to the third on our list is the ETF. The full meaning is the exchange traded funds. This means that we have a collection of different stocks coming together. So we can have the Nvidia, we can have the Apple, we can have the Invesco, we can have different Netflix, all of them coming together. It's like a collection of fruits. So we have the banana, the apple, the grapes, and all that coming together to form a basket, and you can buy from that basket. That is called the exchange traded fund. Now, this is not just the stocks, it can also be a collection of bonds together, but as long as they are more than one coming as a whole basket, they are termed as exchange traded fund. And this exchange traded fund can be actively managed or passively managed. It all depends on the kind of ETFs you're buying. Now, a very good site that will really help you in determining the kind of ETF to buy and what to watch out for, or for you to compare ETFs, is called the Just ETF. I'm going to leave that also at the end of this video if you want more of that. A very good thing about the ETFs is that it ensures diversification so that it reduces the risk of loss. If you are just starting out in investing, this is a very good place to start. Pro tip about the exchange traded fund is that they are also subject to market fluctuations. So just because they have a lot of companies coming together, united, forming a basket, doesn't mean that they are immune to some of the market fluctuations. They actually have it. It's just that the risk is even much lower. Now, somebody asks, what is a very good way to start investing using the ETF? Like I mentioned, a very good way is to buy the S&P 500, pretty easy, 500 top performing companies in the world coming together to sell their stock. That way you can actually sleep and just let your money do the work for you. Okay, now to the fourth one. What is equity? Well, equities, they just mean that you have an ownership in an asset after all the debts have been cleared. So what I mean is that if you have, for instance, I have this mouse and it costs about $200, right? And I need to pay for maintenance, 50 euros and all that. What is left is $150, right? From that, I have a share of the $150. The equity you own is the $10,000. Now, having learned what equities are, bonds, ETFs, and the stocks are, you may be asking, how do I go about investing? Now, I'm just going to give you a nutshell. First thing you need to do is to create a plan, a financial plan or goal for yourself. Why are you going into investing? Is it for retirement? Is it for growing your wealth? Is it for living your 9 to 5? Why are you going into it? Once that is set, once you know the intention of going into investing, then we can go to the next, which is saving for emergency fund. I have made a video about 6 accounts you need to create so that your money will work for you and to keep your wealth increasing, I'm going to leave it at the end of this video. Now, one of the accounts I mentioned is the emergency fund. You need to save about 3 to 6 months of your monthly expenses so that when something happens, you know where to fall back on. There'll be car breakdown, medical, unexpected medical bills and all that, but then you have your emergency funds that will act as a buffer or a safety net for you. When that is done and you're already equipped with the knowledge on what stocks are and all that, you can now choose an investment platform. Again, at the end of this video, I'm going to leave that video that will really inform you, educate you on how to get started. Now, you can use the IBK I use, the interactive brokers I use, or you can use the Fidelity, the Vanguard, the Robinhood, the Gero. There is Trading 212. You just sign up with investment account. By the way, this video is more on entertainment and educational purposes. You need to do your due diligence before taking actions, knowing that there are risks and information about investing are being updated daily. So I am going to be inviting you to leave your comment. If something is unclear, leave that in the comment section. Perhaps it's going to inspire the next video. And please do not forget to leave your thumbs up. This actually helps me to say, hey, they want more of this content. I'm going to do more of that. And of course, you're also helping others to find this video. Thank you so much for doing that. If you have more questions, please leave that in the comment section. If you have just any other video you want me to film, leave that in the comment section. I reply to every single comment left here. And yes, if you've not seen the video, if you want to know more about the brokerage account, expense ratio, and even more about investing, I'm going to leave that video up here. If you also want to know everything I have done, my investment portfolio, that video will be out after this video. So if it is live, I'm going to leave it up here. If not, check back next week for that video. And all the links that I have mentioned about this video, I'm going to leave it in the description. Thank you so much and see you in the next video. Bye for now.